I need the scoop.
A family tragedy forces an impossible choice when adopting one sister means leaving another behind. Today we're diving into a Reddit story that divided thousands over whether love has limits and if protecting one child justifies abandoning another. Get ready for a heartbreaking dilemma where every decision carries devastating consequences and no choice feels right.
My husband and I adopted Sophia 3 years ago when she was just 2 years old. She's actually my half-sister. Our father and his wife died very suddenly, leaving behind Sophia and her older sister Hannah, who's 9 now. Hannah couldn't come live with us. She has medical and psychological needs from her early childhood that we just aren't equipped to handle, not financially, not emotionally, not in any way that would be fair to her. She lives in a group home that's designed for kids with her specific needs, and honestly, they do an amazing job with her. We try to get the girls together every couple of weeks for visits, usually with their maternal grandmother Laurie supervising. And here's where things get complicated. Laurie has been furious with us from day one because we didn't adopt both girls. She knows exactly why we couldn't take Hannah, but she still blames us for it. She can't take Hannah herself because of her own health issues, and she lives in a senior community. The problem is, Hannah has always believed she's going to come live with us someday. She talks about sharing a room with Sophia, about pets she wants when she moves home, about all the things they'll do when they're living together. At first, we thought she'd grow out of it. Even her social worker said she would. But she's 9 now, and it's gotten worse. Now she talks about being good so she can come with us. She shows off constantly during our visits, trying to prove how well-behaved she is. She's even started putting Sophia down and trying to one-up her at everything. It breaks my heart to watch, and what makes it worse is that everyone keeps encouraging this fantasy. Laurie validates everything Hannah says about moving in with us, and the social worker just says it's good that Hannah's behavior is improving. They're dangling this carrot in front of a 9-year-old without thinking about what it's doing to her. Here's what makes this whole situation even more heartbreaking. The social worker told me from the beginning that the girls had almost no chance of being placed together. Sophia had a great chance for adoption, but Hannah didn't. They were always planning to separate them so Sophia could find a family. If it wasn't us adopting Sophia, it would have been someone else, probably after she'd been through even more trauma. So, last month we were out together, and Hannah started talking about wanting a horse when she comes to live with us. Laurie smiled and said that would be really nice, but she'd have to be a good girl to get a horse. I just stared at her thinking, what the hell are you doing? I couldn't take it anymore. I told Hannah that she wouldn't be able to live with us, that she was very loved at her home, where they take really good care of her, and that we couldn't do as good a job as they do. Hannah didn't really seem to understand what I was saying, but when we dropped her off that day, she didn't hug us goodbye like she normally does. The last 2 times we've picked her up for visits, she's been completely different. Quiet, sullen, won't participate in anything we try to do. According to Laurie, she's been acting up at her group home and at school too, and of course, Laurie blames me for all of it. I take responsibility for the change in Hannah's behavior. I know my conversation with her caused this. But I keep thinking, how long was she supposed to believe she could earn her way into our family? How much worse would it have been when she finally realized, maybe years from now, that everyone had been lying to her this whole time? But now, I'm terrified that I've ruined everything. What if Hannah decides she doesn't want to see Sophia anymore? What if I've destroyed their relationship? I'm not a trained professional. Maybe I said it all wrong. Her social worker didn't think it was a problem before, so maybe I should have just left it alone. I feel terrible about it, even though I don't think my intentions were wrong. Sophia sees a child psychologist regularly, and we can increase those sessions if needed. But I keep wondering, am I the one who's wrong here?
The Reddit community overwhelmingly supported the poster's difficult honesty, with many criticizing the adults who had been feeding false hope to a vulnerable child. The poster consulted with professionals and made the painful decision to restructure the family dynamics entirely. 6 weeks later, a new arrangement would test whether these sisters could maintain their bond without the toxic interference that had been poisoning their relationship.
Things have worked out for the best. I know some of you are wondering what happened, and I hate reading posts without updates too, so here's where we ended up. First, thank you to everyone who gave genuine, helpful advice. Looking back, I probably was a bit of springing that comment on Hannah like I did. My frustration got the better of me, and I can't take it back, but I'll always regret it. That said, I still think it was best that she knows. I spoke to the child psychologist that Sophia sees, and she said there was no reason to cut contact between the girls. It's always recommended unless there's actual abuse. So we've continued the visits, but we've changed how we do them. Some people suggested we stop having Laurie or me involved, and that's exactly what we did. The girls now see each other at Hannah's group home, with a care worker supervising the visits. I'm not entirely comfortable with this arrangement long term, but I think it's better that the girls have as independent a relationship as possible. As for Laurie, we're cutting down contact with her. I know she's Sophia's grandmother, and I don't doubt that she loves her, but she hasn't been a constructive influence so far, especially when we told her about the new visiting plan, so we're keeping her at arm's length. She can still see Sophia if she wants, but at our convenience and with the understanding that she needs to be more respectful. Sophia has visited twice now and had a good time overall. There are a couple of things she wasn't used to, but nothing a kid wouldn't experience in kindergarten. It's just a different environment. We're going to keep checking in with her about it. Sophia likes visiting Hannah. I wouldn't say it's something she talks or thinks about between visits, but she knows it's part of her routine and she's happy to go. I guess it's like seeing a cousin. You don't necessarily miss them or beg to see them, but you have fun when you're together. Hannah seems happy to see Sophia from what I've observed. Hannah experiences certain delays, so she and Sophia aren't too far apart in interests and development. I know that may not always be the case as Hannah gets older and the age gap becomes more pronounced, but for now, it works. I'm not sure what else to include since it wasn't a very explosive conclusion to the issue, but I think things worked out for the best. Thank you again to everyone who provided feedback.
Sometimes the most loving choice feels like the cruelest one, especially when a child's hope becomes everyone else's burden to manage. This family continues navigating their complex arrangement, so subscribe to catch any updates on how these sisters' relationship evolves. Share your thoughts on impossible family decisions in the comments, and explore our other videos for more stories about love, sacrifice, and the weight of choosing who to save.